All right, welcome back to the Buffalo Bread Podcast for a tradition like no other, the annual Friends of the Pod mock draft. We have a series of characters here tonight to guide us through a mock draft using the PFF mock draft simulator. Dan, as always, is our non-Nepali Sherpa for this exercise and will be carrying us to the top of this Everest. We have some friends of the pod. Dan, why don't you start us off as GM and well, not GM, Master of Ceremonies, because I'm the Bills GM. I'm Brandon Big Baller Bean, previously disgraced.
And if you don't trade back or take Caden McDonald, we're no longer friends on this pod with your first pick. So there it is.
All right. Well,
all right.
Casey Concepcion, let's go.
God, I love Concepcion. He's not. We'll see. We'll see. We're going to get into it. All right. So listen, as JJ said, we got a great evening of our annual tradition here. I want to quickly shoot around the room here. Let the guys on the pod introduce themselves. All familiar faces to you. Steve, why don't we start with you, sir?
Always a fun one for me, especially this year with so many picks to be had from the Dolphins. And yeah, you too could have a hairline like this by following the Dolphins. So yeah, here we go.
Oh, that's incredible. Nice, dude. We're looking forward to it. All right, Jared, why don't you cue yourself in here, sir?
Good to see everybody again. I was under the impression that I would have a 100% pure Nepali Sherpa. We'll have to discuss this off air, I suppose. But I'm here to draft on behalf of the Jets. What could possibly go wrong?
You take indeterminate Lebanese heritage.
You know, beggars can't be choosers. Yeah.
Listen,
I'm willing to negotiate.
We can review the contract points. Do you get an extra pick? No, you do not. No. We'll review the contract with your agent, though, in case you want to sue us for any damages. And then finally, our newest face here to the group, Logan. Logan, why don't you introduce yourself to everybody?
Yeah, I'm happy to be here for the first Friends of the Pod draft, representing the New York Football Giants. Happy to come into this with a surprise first round pick. So we'll see what happens with that. So I'm excited.
Excellent. Well, nice to have some NFC bias to balance out our strong AFC bias here, sir. It's going to be really good. All right. So quick rules of the draft before we get into it. Each of you are operating as GMs. We're using the PFF mock draft simulator set to very vanilla, very neutral settings here, as you can see on the screen, guys. We're going to go in real draft order. When your draft time comes up, you will be on the clock. You can either give me the player you know you want to pick right away, or you can give me the top 3 positions you want to look at. You also have the ability to trade in this 3-round mock draft. However, to keep things interesting and stop us from accumulating picks like RPG players in a video game accumulating health potions, you can only do one draft, one trade up or trade back for the entire 3-round draft. At the end, we'll see what PFF says about our picks. Usually it hates our picks because no one agrees with PFF. And yeah, it ought to be a really good time. Then we get to see how close we are when the real thing starts this Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. All right. Are you gentlemen ready? Give me a nod and we'll get this show on the road here. All right. So Jared, you're going to be first up here. We are going to enter the draft. All right. And we are going to start. Here we are. No shock whatsoever. The Las Vegas Raiders select Fernando Mendoza. So you have the world is your oyster, sir. What is it that you want to do here?
May I give you a specific name? Because we talked about it in our preview pod, and I feel really good about what I want to do here.
Give it to me, sir. I know what it is.
Even though Arvell Reese is the best overall player available, we have to go edge, and I'm going to go with David Bailey, who is now the best edge available.
Excellent. David Bailey, strong production at Texas Tech. He's going to give you some of that bend off the edge. He's decent against the run game. Great motor. Overall, I think a really solid pick for the Jets here. So that's what we're going to rock and roll with here. Logan, sir, you are going to be up next. So top draft picks on the board. Interesting for you guys. You have Jeremiah Love right now. You've also got Sonny Styles available, who, as we talked about in your mock draft. You've got Francis Mogoa, who is the tackle out of Miami. You've got Caleb Downs, Mansur Delane, and Carnell Tate. Lots of needs that we talked about for this Giants group on the board for you. Which way do you want to go, or do you want to trade?
So I will be going the defensive side. And I will be taking Sonny Styles
This is
out of Ohio State.
This is a wonderful thing. And we talked about this on the pod. Your take on Sonny Styles was actually the preview clip for your pod. Him and Tremaine Edmonds playing with each other at the same second level in that linebacker room with Micah McFadden, it makes you guys dangerous at the second level. Plus with that defensive line, even minus Dexter Lawrence, you guys are going to make some hay with that defense for sure. All right, Sonny Styles, it is. All right, next we are coming up on, funny to see you here again. Logan, it's you at number 10. As we mentioned, you had that trade for Dexter Lawrence occur earlier in the week. This is an embarrassment of riches for you. Some of the key names off the board here: Spencer Fano goes to KC, Carnell Tate goes to the New Orleans Saints, Caleb Downs goes to the Washington Commanders, Jeremiah Love at number 6 goes to the Cleveland Browns. But you still got some big names on the board, sir. Which direction do you want to go here? Do you have a position or a player in mind?
Position, probably either receiver or cornerback.
All right, so top corner available right now is Mansour Delane out of LSU. Your top wide receiver is Mekhi Lemon. You've also got Jermad McCoy out of Tennessee, which I am developing a sneaky crush on. Oft injured, but extremely talented Jordan Tyson is on the board as well. Avian Terrell, who folks are now saying is going to be potentially a second round pick based on some of the pre-draft chatter going on. Omar Cooper Jr., the Indiana wide receiver, who I really like, but not sure he is worth a top 10 pick here. And then you work your way down, you get the likes of Denzel Boston on the board as well. So which way do you want to go? Delane and Mekhi Lemon would be your top cornerbacks and wide receivers, respectively.
I'm sticking with defense, and we're going to make this unit even better. I'm going Mansour Delane out of LSU.
Oh, wow. This is a good pick. And to hell with Jackson Dart and any help he may need on the offensive side of the ball.
Fine.
He'll be okay. He'll make his own offense with how he runs. So, all right, we are going Mansour Delane. Steve, this puts you directly on the clock. Everything is available to you, save for the names I've already rattled off here. Who is it that you're looking for?
He's gesturing, but he's muted.
Oh, are you muted, Steve?
You know
Steve,
what? Here I
yep.
I was just dropping some truth bombs, and like a rookie on Zoom, I'm muted myself.
Swearing off camera, actually.
Absolutely,
because you wanted
yeah.
Mansour Delane for the secondary so desperately, and then he's stolen from you by Logan. All right, sir. So which direction you want to go here?
I'm going to go, best available, like we talked about, but is it any surprise? Francis Maui Noah out of University of Miami.
Yeah, I like this dude a lot. JJ, you are our line expert. This is the first opportunity we have had to talk about a lineman.
Mm-hmm.
You want to give your take here on the Magoa pick here for Miami?
Yeah, there's a reason that he is a top 2 or 3 offensive line total prospect in this draft, and it's because he's the full package when it comes to athleticism, length, size, stout anchor, can do it both in the run and the pass blocking, and more proficient in pass blocking, which I think is going to get you to the top half of the draft every single time in the first round. If there's no kind of flaws or glaring needs in your game, that's a name you want. It seems like, and I know it's so risky to say because it always happens this way, but this is the kind of tackle prospect that you get 6 Pro Bowl seasons out in a 13-year career and never have to worry about him.
Mm-hmm.
Love it. Absolutely love it. Steve, excellent pick. We're going to line this up for you here, and then we're going to go to our good friend Jared is going to come up here on the clock. All right, Jared, really quick, guys that have come off the table here. Monroe Freeling, tackle out of Georgia. Mekhi Lemon, gone to LA, which a lot of people are mocking. Ione, the stout guard out of Penn State, going to Baltimore, which would make a ton of sense. And then Kenyon Sadiq here, going to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, also highly mocked. You've got some great options here, offensively and defensively, Jared. Which way do you want to go?
As tantalizing as the McCoy pick looks here, I'm going to throw a curveball to the draft, and I'm going to use my one-time trade exemption.
All right.
I'm going to explain my thought process here. In preparation for tonight's draft, I did 10 mock drafts on ESPN's NFL draft software.
Incredible
to my
dedication.
surprise, my average draft score is a B+. So I'm feeling good about how it's gone. But here is the most important little footnote. In 8 of the 10 drafts, Mekhi Lemon was not available, he would be, and just again going back to our interview, he would be the only wide receiver that I'd want to pick at this pick. And I think that we can trade later in the first draft and get a wide receiver with that equitable value and also get a pick back in this draft. So this pick I'm trading away won't be reciprocated probably like down the line in this draft, but it will get me back later in the first. So what I'm proposing, and I actually read about this in The Athletic earlier today about potential trade partners for the Jets, is I'm going to propose a trade to the San Diego Chargers for pick 22.
Interesting.
First pick, we're going to do a first round pick swap, and then I'm going to take a fifth or sixth off the Chargers' hands. They can have whoever they want at 16th, and I'll see you again for the 22nd draft pick.
All right. So pick 22, pick 16, and you want to do a fifth round swap. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. So we'll put your 123, and we'll give you them.
If it ends up being, the fourth for the fifth, then that would do that, or it would be the fifth for the sixth, whichever makes the math easier for you. Because I figured it would have to be a fifth or a sixth.
Yeah,
round pick
I think
It's the sixth.
probably get the 123 for the later round pick, couldn't you? Because nobody in their right mind would be trading both, up in the first and up from the fifth to the fourth in one trade. That'd be unbalanced.
Yeah. Correct. Took the words right out of my mouth. So
okay, perfect.
This is going to be year 16 and year 140 for 22 and 123. Ready?
I feel it.
All right. Trade has been accepted. All right.
It's that kind of day for me.
There it is. CJ Allen goes off the board there. And then here you are at number 22. So you still have 5 trade offers available for this. CJ Allen, Emmanuel McNeil-Warren, Jordan Tyson, Akeem Meziador, Avian Terrell, and Dylan Thinneman, all off the clock at this point. You've got McCoy, Kendrick Folk, Omar Cooper Jr., and then Blake Miller, Cassius Howell.
Spectacular odds of this going down the way I thought it would. Omar Cooper is available, and that is who I am selecting. That was the game plan. That was the game plan motivating the trade. I wanted a wide receiver. I couldn't get the first one. Omar Cooper had an incredible catch in the national championship game, and is also, just in terms of size and skill set, a good fit for what Frank Reich is trying to do. And again, hard to pick him, 10 picks earlier in the draft. Good pick now.
I would agree. I think this is much better value here at pick number 22 for Omar Cooper Jr. I think PFF probably has him a little higher rated than some other draft boards do. But I mean, anybody with Indiana DNA, I kind of want in this draft, right? He went from the outside to the slot this season. He had a high catch rate. He wins more with quicks and smarts than he does with overall speed, but he's really physical at the line of scrimmage too to get off some of these smaller nickels. I think he's going to be a really nice fit working alongside Mitchell, who I know you're very high on, Jared, and also Garrett Wilson, of course. This is a really nice option to have work those underneath layers of the field. I think he's going to be reliable for you guys very early on. So we're going to lock this in. And then JJ, it's all you, man. Which direction? Oh, look, Caden McDonald's there. We also have 5 trade offers on the potential table here.
So pull me to the top. What are the top trade offers? How far back is the slide?
All right. So the Arizona Cardinals, as predicted in a lot of mocks, are interested in trading the 34 pick to come up to 26 because Ty Simpson is still on the board.
Right.
Real life situation a lot of folks have posited would happen. I mean, we haven't had a chance to talk about this at all. No. I really like Caden McDonald. Mm-hmm. I know people like the Miller kid coming out of, I think it's Texas Tech. I know there's some other options for us for a straight up nose like Big Citrus and all that kind of stuff.
Yes.
Without a second, without a second round pick though, and us not picking till 91 in the third, a lot of those defensive tackle options are gone. Mm-hmm. And dude, to make this odd 3-4 front work, you need a nose. To make Ed Oliver work, you need a nose.
So here's what I'm proposing. I want to use my one trade. I want to see if the Cardinals will give us 34 and 65 for 26 and 1. See if they'll take 160.
All right.
No, they won't. Will they?
No, they won't do it. No, they won't do it.
It's got
a 55 chance.
All right. Yeah, it wouldn't be realistic for them to take that. So we'll try that swap.
All right, so we're going to try 34 and 65 for 26 and 126. Yep. All right, here we go.
Okay.
The trade has been accepted.
Yeah, I know. I love Caden McDonald too, and I love Casey Concepcion, and I don't know he's going to be there at 34. But I just am in agreement with you. There's more needs on the defensive side that just are not filled right now, and I'm not super excited about a post-draft veteran, late 30s guys fill in.
You mean Sebastian Joseph Day, who
Yeah, right.
right?
Exactly.
No.
that.
Yeah, I agree, man. This is the draft where from 30, I would argue, to 75, there is not a lot of difference and more between the player grades at that point. So the more bites you can get at the apple in that range, the better.
And when we're talking about defensive tackle or wide receiver, I think that there's no panic mode as far as the Bills roster goes right now. I think that the defensive line needs more help, but there are 1-year stopgap vet minimum fill-ins that can get them by if we have to. So I'm okay with sliding back and trying to get more picks in that kind of sweet spot of the draft.
Yep, love this move. All right, here we go. We are resuming. The Cardinals will pick. Let's see. Let's go down here. All right. You are on the clock, Steve. Players that are gone. Max Ianachor from Arizona State. Jermod McCoy finally off here to San Francisco. Cassius Howell, an edge for the Texans. I don't know that I would agree with that. I think they are in the Caden McDonald market as well. And then TJ Parker, edge from Clemson going to Kansas City. All right, your top available players, Steve. You've got Caden McDonald. You'll never be invited back on the pod if you take him. Denzel Boston, wide receiver. Out of Washington. Caleb Banks, another big physical, defensive interior player from Florida. Peter Woods, defensive tackle from Clemson, and Colton Hood. And then Casey Concepcion, also still sitting on the board here. Steve, what would you like to do? Are you muted again?
Yeah, I don't know why it's automatically muting me. So I know the Dolphins have been rumored. John Eric Sullivan's kind of toying with the idea of trading down from this pick, depending on how things shake out, for, you guessed it, more picks. But I mean, seeing the kind of best available right now on the board, could you scroll up on the best available real quick?
Yep.
Yeah, I want to do. We're looking for a big-bodied wide receiver. Denzel, I'm going to go Denzel Boston with this pick. So hopefully he can be that difference maker for us down the road.
This is nice. And a lot of Bills fans are leery of drafting Boston because they see shades of the Keon Coleman pick. I would argue Denzel Boston has actual physicality off the line of scrimmage, real route running chops at the X, but can also play that power slot inside. And he's very game and blocking in the run game. I think even though the speed and separation isn't there, he is a ball winner with real route running ability. I think this would be a good pick for you guys or for the Bills if it came up that way.
Yeah.
So here we go. Denzel Boston is a Miami Dolphin. All right, so the first round ends.
And Brandon's team gets Caden McDonald. I'm sorry.
Damn it, Brandon. Damn it, Brandon. Son of a bitch. All right, and now we're on the clock with the Jets. Caden McDonald and Peter Woods, both defensive interior linemen that I really like, JJ, off the board. Let's hope you can pull this one out, sir. But before you get the chance, the Jets are on the clock at pick 33.
And the Jets will be selecting Tennessee defensive back Colton Hood.
Very nice pick out of you. Very nice.
If he dropped to the second round, I'd be surprised.
Because
PFF has him rated in the second round, but I think he's got all of the traits.
Absolutely.
Let me also add to that. This was my pick that was circled as like, if we go for max value wide receiver in the first round pick, the first pick in the second has to be a defensive back. So there were safeties slotted in here. There were some DBs slotted in here. Hood is the best player available. He's available in this draft. So
there you are. I like it. And JJ, that's going to leave you some nice options at 34 here. Yep. I mean, Casey Concepcion still on the board. I personally feel better about picking him here, knowing that we are backstopped with 65, and Big Citrus is potentially going to be on the board at that point.
And that's exactly what was going into my strategy. Was I was hoping, because Casey Concepcion is the first round player other than Caden McDonald or some of the Ohio State defenders. There's no way they're sliding past 10. But if they didn't somehow miraculously fall, or Caden McDonald be available, and other Casey Concepcion be off the board, then I'm out. But Casey Concepcion, run that thing to the to the idiot at the front, because
That's me. I'm the idiot at the front. I'll take care of this for you.
You are the executive of the league, because he offers something that the Buffalo Bills haven't had. He's a better John Brown in his prime, and the Bills and Josh Allen specifically has not had that kind of a deep threat and explosive element of their offense for 4 years. And so, you got to double down on your fastball. You have to invest a lot of high priorities into this offense, because I understand the defense needs the most help, but they won't need a lot of help if you're scoring 35 every game.
Exactly. Except in the playoffs when we play the Denver Broncos, because Bo Nix, I guess, right?
Somehow.
All right. Somehow, some
Casey
way.
Concepcion, all the way. Let's go. Speed element.
Nice. Real verticality, finally. All right. Logan, sir, you're back on it, man. So players that are gone: Caleb Lomu, tackle out of Utah; Caleb Banks, defensive lineman out of Florida. Would have been a nice replacement for Dexter Lawrence for you guys, but you still got some nice options on the board here. All right. So you have guard Emmanuel Pregnon out of Oregon, which you guys could potentially use; Christian Miller and Lee Hunter, defensive interior linemen from Georgia and Texas Tech, respectively; Zion Young, edge. You really don't need a DB at this point since you took care of that, although there's some interesting options available. Chris Bell, available from Louisville, as the top wide receiver left. And then Jacob Rodriguez, a guy who's getting some first-round buzz at linebacker. But again, you don't need that because you took care of it with Sonny Styles. So which direction are you looking to go here? And you've got a couple of trade offers too, Logan. I don't think you've traded back yet.
Can you repeat the defensive tackles again?
Yes, Kristen Miller out of Georgia, and then Lee Hunter, defensive interior lineman out of Texas Tech. Both of which Bills Mafia have kind of been lusting after to be their big nose in the middle of that defense.
I think we're going to go Kristen Miller out of Georgia.
I think that's a rock solid pick. JJ, any thoughts on this? I always defer line stuff to you.
Yeah, I think that Kristen Miller is the kind of player who I think is your quintessential high floor, maybe low ceiling trench player. Like he has the skills and the juice to play at an NFL level, absolutely, and he's going to make some really nice plays. He's probably not going to end up signing a league breaking contract after his rookie deal, but he will give you solid run stopping, incredibly tenacious and high motor pass rushes. Even though he doesn't necessarily have the whole skill set. And if he gets some extra moves and better hands, he could kind of move towards a Dexter Lawrence level kind of rush.
Yeah.
Without necessarily the speed element as much, but his motor is super hot.
Oh, for sure. Logan, let us into your brain on this pick, because I really like Miller. My comp for him is Harrison Phillips, who I also really like. So give us a little bit about why you went this direction.
Yeah, so I do agree with JJ where he's not, probably the guy who's going to sign a massive deal after his rookie contract. But Georgia's also been the type of college to produce these monsters at defensive line. And we see it for the Eagles. And I think Kristen Miller can kind of possibly blossom into that. I think, he's got the abilities to do that. I think he fits our scheme well. We're that faster defensive lineman that likes to get after the quarterback now, so I think he can play into that. And as JJ said, I think he also gives a little bit of run stopping ability, which we desperately need on that interior defensive line. So I think he can be that full package. I think he's got a little bit of development to do at the NFL level, but there's always that potential to reach that development. So.
Yeah, and I think it's exactly the right spot to pick him for the caliber of player and the value you're getting here. So well done. Man, you are going man, Jackson Dart, who? Seriously, what you're doing on this defense is going to be incredible. All right, here we go. Maybe you'll pick offense with your next pick. We'll see how that goes. But honestly, keep this defensive energy going. All right, let's see. Steve, you are on the clock at 43. Since then, Emmanuel Pregnon is gone, who would have been great for you guys. Zion Young also gone. Chris Bell. Chris Bell ends up with the Chiefs. That's like nightmare sauce for me. Cornerback Brandon Cece out of South Carolina's gone, and Lee Hunter is also gone too. Big body in the middle. Your best available, Ty Simpson. You guys might need a QB. D'Angelo Pons, who just reminds me of like angry Trent McDuffie at cornerback, who I really like. Jacob Rodriguez, Chris Johnson, cornerback out of San Diego State, and then R. Mason Thomas, top edge here, sitting out of Oklahoma. Your next interior offensive lineman is going to be Chase Besantis, guard out of Texas A&M. Which direction you want to go, Steve?
Well, since we traded away some of our secondary, I feel like we need to replace some people in the secondary. I'm going to go Chris Johnson out of San Diego State.
Thank you for not taking D'Angelo Pons. I do not want to play against that guy 2 times a year. All right. Very nice. Very nice. All right. So I almost picked D'Angelo Pons, though, because I'm so obsessed with him. All right. Chris Johnson, San Diego State. Give us your thought process here, sir.
Well, I mean, looking at, again, best available at the position at this time, looking ahead to the third round, we have a lot of picks, but cornerback is a need. There's no denying that. And so why not right now get the best available that, that's right now on the board. And different mock drafts that I've seen from other Finsiders have the Dolphins interested in Chris Johnson as well. Yeah. So, it just kind of all pieces, the pieces of the puzzle all fit together.
I agree. I mean, he's got great zone chops. We saw that at San Diego State. He's got great mirroring ability as well. I mean, I think overall he's going to fit Hafley's system very, very nicely for you guys, for sure. All right. Jared, you're back on the clock with pick 44, sir. What would you like to do? Jared, you there? Did we lose Jared?
No, Jared was enthusiastic and also forgot to unmute. It's contagious. It's contagious in the pod.
I can't wait to see the video when I go back to edit this of like the muted excitement of your players being on the board. It's going to be great. All right, man. What do you want to do?
I'm torn between a couple of things. I am shocked to see Ty Simpson still available.
Stunning, isn't it?
I am, which also probably means Garrett Nussmeier is available, which makes a little bit more sense in this pick. I, again, just valuing the consistency of the conversation we had a few weeks ago, told you that if we had an opportunity to, steal a quarterback on day 2, and we for sure got a starter with our other 3 picks, that this might be worth doing. I'm going against my better judgment here because there's 2 other players that are available that I was not expecting to be available, which is Jacob Rodriguez and D'Angelo Pons.
Yeah.
So I kind of feel like this pick has transformed into like an embarrassment of riches pick.
It sure has. There's a lot of good options here. Here's why I think you should take Ty Simpson. I don't think he's going to be very good, so that's why you should take that.
Please saddle yourselves with another subpar quarterback for a while.
Yeah, exactly. I think the thing that's jumping out at me, I hear that you don't want me to take D'Angelo Pons. And because I'm an empathetic friend, I'm thinking about that as I draft. First of all, I already have a Texas Tech draft pick on my team, so love the continuity. I also think that picking Jacob Rodriguez fills the linebacker void. If you're gonna overlook, Arvell Reese in the very beginning of the draft, then you at least get a potential inside linebacker that can, be not immediately, but down the line, your defensive quarterback. Let's go Jacob Rodriguez. Lock it in. No matter what, we're getting value out of this pick.
I like this one. And it's great value. And whatever his 40 time was or his 40 time was good. People, for whatever reason, think this kid is slow. When you watch him on film, his game speed is incredible. I mean, it's like Matt Milano, sideline to sideline. And I think he ran a 4.5 for his pro day or something like that. Mm-hmm. So this is a steal with his athleticism, his juice. I think this is going to be a really good fit for you guys for a long time.
On the subject of juice, if you look at this guy's draft day headshot, his neck is bigger than
It's
my
juiced.
quad.
It's Davis Mills levels of neck.
Yeah, he's
wow.
the biggest neck in the history of the NFL draft.
So the thing I love about Jacob Rodriguez, when you said his game speed, it's his anticipation. He has a preternatural sense of where the ball's going before it gets there. So it doesn't matter how fast he is because he's already moving a second and a half before anyone else on the defense. Yeah, I really like him as a player.
Yeah, and then he's got that real speed that he showed at his pro day too. So he's the total package. He's a sneaky good get for you guys. I hate this. All right, JJ, pick 65. Where do you want to go with this? So far, we have traded back, and then we have nabbed Casey Concepcion to solidify wide receiver.
Yeah, and we still need defensive interior linebacker and safety.
And we need CB3. Like we need a CB3. Like that's just what it is.
Igbenogsen's interesting to me. Wait, who is that? Trayson? Traden Stukes.
Traden Stukes.
Can you click show info for Traden?
You bet.
There's
sir.
something I didn't like about his measurables, I think. Can you click over to first look?
Yes, I can. Let me adjust my screen here real quick.
Oh no, he's got good size and length. He's old. That's what it was. He's old. He's almost 25. And which is like, I mean, as a person in my 40s, that sounds like I'm an asshole.
That's right. It's when we're talking about the general athleticism of these guys. Man, a 4.5. How slow is that?
That guy's like he's running through molasses. It's to talk about somebody who's 25 being old is absolute ridiculousness.
That's insane.
So I mean, all right. Here's the thing. Could you just X out of there? I'm not picking Stukes. He's ancient. Could you tell me? I want to know.
Just retire.
I want to know what PFF thinks of Barham out of Michigan. Barham.
But we got Dominique Orange on the board, man.
Oh, we do. We have Big Citrus.
We got big citrus.
All right, just pick Big Citrus.
Yes.
Yeah, and let's move on with our lives.
Let's do this. Let's finally get Ed Oliver the nose.
True nose. Yeah.
That he's going to need even more in this odd front defense.
Let's go with Dominique Orange. I mean, I love his tape because he's a no frills, exactly what you asked for guy.
Exactly.
He brings his lunch pail.
Love all of this for us. All right, Steve. Remember to unmute this time, please, sir. You are back on the clock. You got some interesting availability here. Kalen Rutledge, guard out of Georgia Tech, top available. Max Clare, tight end out of Ohio State, who I really like. I've seen him as tight end 2 on a lot of boards here. Deion Burks, talented wide receiver out of Oklahoma. And then you've got some interior offensive linemen that you can go with as well. I mean, you guys need so much, dude. Like, you can go any direction and not be wrong.
Yeah. Kenyon Rutledge.
Oh, you got Romelio Heights still on there too, edge out of Texas Tech. That kid's got juice.
Remind me who the Dolphins have snagged up so far.
Thus far,
I think you can click your picks.
Yep. Thus far, I got to move it over. Thus far to this point, you have picked Magoa, the tackle out of Miami, Denzel Boston, wide receiver out of Washington, Chris Johnson, cornerback out of San Diego State. You still need interior offensive line. A tight end in this offense wouldn't kill you, and then you guys definitely need edge help too.
Yeah. I don't even know where to begin. Let's go Rutledge. We have what is it, third round picks?
Yep.
Yeah, let's go Rutledge.
How many top 100 picks do you guys have? Like 7?
7.
Like your entire
like that.
draft is in the top 100. It's insane. Yeah, but I think Rutledge is a really good pick for you. Shoring up the interior offensive line, definitely going to be helpful for you guys. All right. So this is going to take us, I believe, down to, there you are again.
Yep. See, I didn't even bother to mute myself. I just kept it on. So
there you go. Some guys that were gone since your last pick. Connor Liu, center out of Auburn, who I really like. Height ended up going to Tampa Bay. Anthony Hill, I love that kid. Goes to the Colts. That's a sick pick. That's a sick pick right there. Let's see. Other highlights. Deion Burks going to Jacksonville. That could be interesting. And then Vikings nabbing up Max Clare. All right.
Who are our edge? Our edge right now.
Edge. I will sort by edge for you because I think we're at the point in that draft where we need to. So you need an edge, and the board offers LT Overton. Let's see. Kieran Crawford. Jay Sean Barnum. JJ, I love this dude. I love Barnum out of Michigan.
Yeah, I mean, he's my favorite. He's my favorite edge in the second or third round.
Yes, he's so good.
Mhm.
So good. Yep, you've got Mikhail Kamara out of Indiana. Again, I would take anybody out of Indiana in this draft. What Signetti put together this year, these dudes are just pro ready at every level.
Mason Riger's also pretty interesting to me. I mean, that's a much later pick. He's don't dive that deep, but like
Yeah.
fourth, fifth round, he's gonna. I mean, he probably is gonna make some hay for being a mid rounder.
Yeah, without a doubt.
I'm gonna stick with my Big Ten roots and go Barnum out of Michigan at edge.
That's totally fine. That's fine.
Yep.
That's a really good pick.
I'm happy for you guys.
Hey, it was either then or my very next pick before you guys. So
Which would have hurt more, I think.
That would have made it worse. That would have made it a lot worse. All right, Barnum off the board. All right. What do you want to do now? What hopes and dreams do you want to steal from Bill's Mafia now?
let's look at wide receiver and cornerback.
You got it. All right. You got wide out.
Ted Hurst, pick it.
Damn it. Oh my God. JJ, I
That's
don't know.
like
how
we
you
got
feel.
Casey Concepcion, dude. Don't worry about it.
I
Yeah,
know,
Don't worry
but we
about
really, damn it. All
I
right.
know.
All right.
He's
Ted Hurst. Ted Hurst. No, he's good. And he's fast.
Yep.
And he's got real size to him, too.
Yeah.
All
Ted,
right.
Ted
All
Hurst
right.
is my like consolation prize if they don't get Casey Concepcion.
He's got real verticality. And I don't care if his route tree is, hey, just run straight for the end zone. Josh Allen's not going to overthrow him.
Yeah. So this is our last pick of this mock. Let me see who the linebackers, safeties. Yeah, just linebackers and safeties. And edge, I guess.
Yep. I know. I mean, edge is definitely a need.
It's such a need.
Here's my thought. I don't know that they're going to deal with linebacker in the top 100 just because they've got Shaq Thompson on speed dial.
Yeah.
I think they want to address the defensive line to keep that linebacker room a little bit cleaner. Safety, linebacker. Ooh, Genesis Smith is sitting there.
Mhm.
And
And
then edge. All right, man. LT Overton out of Alabama, not my favorite fit for this particular defense. Genesis Smith, who I love. Keyshawn Elliott, linebacker out of Arizona State, who would be a great value here. I know where PFF has him ranked, but if we get him at the end of round 3, that's a really good linebacker to add to the mix.
Show me Anthony Lucas' profile. I don't recall looking. I didn't watch anything of his stuff, but
Bud Clark. I know the value's
Yeah.
not there. I love me some
I
Bud
know.
Clark, dude.
great. It's a great
and-
safety name too.
Well, it is. And the Bills, they love those senior day guys,
Yeah.
right? So, I mean, that in and of itself could be a good one. All right, let's see here. So you wanted to see, I'm sorry, who?
Lucas out of SC.
All right. 6'5", 285. He's on that heavier power
No,
rusher
he's
side.
I think he's a standard odd front end. So, all right, let's go ahead and let's pick your boy Genesis Smith.
I like Genesis Smith a lot.
And I also like doubling down on safety because they have some veteran options that they signed, but they're long in their career. And this way you get somebody in the pipeline who can step up with Cole Bishop, in the next couple of years and have a really good safety tandem for a long time.
Yeah, especially depending on how you feel about Jordan Hancock and
Right.
what he's going to be in this defense.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that pick, man. All right, here we are. Oh, look, it's the Dolphins again. Hi there, Steve. What do you want to do this time around?
Oh my God! And he could. Okay.
Is he still muted?
No.
No.
I'm floored to see that Newsmeyer is around. I don't know if it's. I actually don't really know if how big of a need it is with the Willis signing, but
Newsmeyer's pretty. Yeah, he's a pretty good one right there. Let's see. What have you done? I mean, Steve, I can't keep track of all your picks.
Yeah.
Lagoa, Boston, Johnson, Rutledge. You have addressed offensive line. You've addressed your secondary.
He's
You've
got
addressed
he's got
edge.
two of the wide receivers that if the Bills got either one of them, I'd be like, yay, wide receiver room done. He'd
This
got
is
them both.
Seriously, this is insane. He's got a vertical stretch the field guy to replace Waddle. He's got a possession receiver just to eat up catches. Oh my God, I hate Steve. If this is how this works, I hate this for you, and by you I mean us.
Us. Yeah, it's great for you. We appreciate you're going to be happy.
Yeah, so happy for you.
In a few of my mock drafts that I did throughout the last week, for whatever reason, I'm feeling Jake Slaughter out of Florida.
Oh, nice.
You
I
know,
like this kid too.
So, and ESPN said that was a good pick, so I want to go with a good pick.
He is a really solid pick. Yeah, without a doubt. All right. And that is the end of our mock draft, guys. So let's see what we did here. Your results. I just want my results. That's all I want to say. All right. All right. So the Jets, I don't know, man. You guys, I mean, how do you feel overall? Let's go in draft turn order here. Jared, overall, how do you feel about your haul in this particular draft?
I feel like this lined up extremely well with the mocks I did previously, and I think that IRL, if the Jets do anything like this, I will be thrilled. And 4 really early picks based on where you're picking, don't mess it up, don't outsmart yourself. Pick the person that's going to just be starting for you at that position. So yep. I feel pretty good, honestly.
As you should. Let's go to the other New York team here, Logan. I mean, man, you went hard on defense, and I got to tell you, I love what you have built for John Harbaugh over in New York with some of this defense. How do you feel about your overall mock?
Good. I think we're in a good spot to go multiple different directions with some positions. I think having that number 10 pick can allow us to go multiple different ways. We can take an offensive lineman and fill that gap. We can go a Mansour Delane and help on the secondary. I think we have a lot of ability to go different directions, and we can even take a second round receiver and, get Jackson Dart some help on the outside. So I like the all defensive route. I think, our defense can only get better. Even though we've added some guys, I think we still have some room for improvement. So I like it.
I agree, man. If your defense ends up this stout, not only over the past few drafts have you stacked up on some really nice rookie talent to backstop some of those vets, that defensive line and that secondary become really, really difficult to do anything on. If this is the way it falls for you guys, I mean, it's a really solid draft. Steve, you made a lot of picks, man, and you made some really good picks. Like, I like your draft the best, not just because of the quantity, but the quality. So how you feeling?
I feel good. I mean, I think with this lineup, we should be able to get 5 wins this season.
I would think so.
That's a good self-burn.
Sorry. Yeah. No, I like it. I think, I went heavy on the offensive line on purpose. That has been my bias for the last, I don't know how many years. It seems like it's a broken record, but hopefully we can get it fixed. We have some second-year guys coming that, second, third-year guys that just need to kind of prove it, like a Chop Robinson on edge, right? Like, great rookie campaign. Last year was kind of so-so, but, we'll see what he brings. But, I like it. Big body wide receiver. We have a lot of 1-year prove it guys. Let's throw the rookies in there and see what they got.
Nice.
Can't go wrong there. I mean, and there's a little bit of insurance too. If history is any indicator for the offensive line, we're going to have at least 1, 2, 3 injuries. At least one of those guys is going to be out for the season. So, drafting 3 there is just a little bit of an insurance policy.
Yeah, I like it. I think you've backstopped so many of your needs and addressed them in this draft. And in reality, I think you have 11 total picks for the entire draft. There's going to be more to come too. We only did 3 rounds, but this has a chance to be a building block year, especially with this level of draft, with not a lot of like elite talent in the draft, but a lot of starters, not star types in this. I think you guys have done a good job. If this is the way it pans out, you've done a really good job building a strong foundation for Hafley moving forward. JJ. Bring it home, man.
Yeah, I mean, for the Bills, with only 2 picks in the top 100 going into the draft, I think a trade back to get 3 players that I would count as at least 2 starters and 1 solid depth piece to grow into a starter in Akili Smith. I think that's a dream scenario for me, especially with Casey Concepcion falling to the second round for the Bills. I think that he has a special kind of skill set that they haven't had in so long. If they could get him and any combination of defensive players. I mean, my real dream for the Bills with just the 2 picks is that they picked Casey Concepcion with 26 and then came back and got Jayshon Barham on the edge and then figure it out at defensive nose, right? Like the fact that we got Big Citrus in the second and we're able to expand picks, that was a huge boon. I think that the theme of this draft for the Bills needs to be a little sparkle and a lot of workmen, right? And so I think I accomplished what I wanted to do.
I think you did too. I think overall, I mean, it would have been a nice snab and edge here in the top 100, but there's going to be options. And the way the Bills are talking about Javon Solomon, they think he's actually going to be a really nice fit for this this Jim Leonard defense. So.
The only regret I have is that we didn't do a full 7-round mock, because in every single mock draft I've played in this offseason, I've picked Eli Heidenreich, the fullback out of Navy, with my 7th round pick to fill that special team / hammer on fullback role.
To replace our beloved Reggie, who is now a New England Patriot.
Yeah.
Damn you, Brandon. It's amazing how Brandon is featured
catching
in this thing.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I hope he's listening. I hope he's listening and feels bad for what the computer did.
Same.
But yeah, all right, listen, guys, a pleasure as always. The actual draft here is just in a few days. Hopefully you all will enjoy it. Hopefully your teams draft as good as you guys did, because I think you all nailed it. And for all of you listening at home, hopefully you enjoyed it too. Like, share, and subscribe wherever you get your pods. We are on YouTube, Apple, and Spotify. And as always, go Bills.
Go Bills.